What's up there guys, it's Mac, hope you guys are well. At the moment it's E3 fever. E3 2018 is going ahead right now and I want to cover the main consoles, so obviously the main companies, things like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, any Sega stuff, but I want to cover those main guys definitely. And today it's 10th of June and it was Microsoft's Xbox briefing for E3 2018 and it was awesome. As you can see, I got my Halo t-shirt on because I know it's all about Halo right now when it comes to Xbox, and everyone was hoping for that new franchise, for that new game in the franchise. Everyone was hoping for that new Gears of War franchise. It was pretty much revealed by a bunch of leaks previously, but anyway, there's a lot to talk about. This presentation was something else guys. I was really blown away by the presentation. Awesome to see the Microsoft head Phil Spencer come on stage and then do his thing as per usual. I always love the way he comes up with that swag. They basically did a lot of videos of actual gameplay and games that they're announcing, and then they basically combined it with live presentation with Phil Spencer's talking and other developers coming on and talking about their little bit. So a lot to go through. I got my little list here as well because I'm going to sort of basically try and break down exactly as much as I possibly can of the entire briefing, so you guys can get a good idea of exactly what happened. There will be lots of videos going around in the background as well. You'll see videos of certain games I'll be talking about, as well as obviously some of the conference and segments as well. So I'm going to try and break this into two halves. I'm going to first talk about the games that were announced, and I'm going to talk about Microsoft, sort of direction that Microsoft is trying to bring Xbox into, and the direction that they want to sort of go for in the future as well. So I want to talk about that as well. So that's going to be in the second half. The first half I'm going to try and dedicate to the amount of games, and guys, there was a lot of games. I'm talking, so they basically, Phil Spencer came on stage with 50 games to announce. He said they've got over 50 games, 18 of them being exclusive to the Xbox platform and 15 world premieres. Now world premieres are, as you know, that they are basically multi-platform games that usually will appear on every console, usually on Sony PlayStation as well as obviously Xbox, PC, and potentially even Nintendo. But generally when it says world premiere, they mean that it's going to come exclusively possibly to the Xbox for a set period of time, or it's also just the fact that they're going to be the first to show the actual trailer itself and the announcement of the actual game, and then it will obviously come to other platforms eventually. But I think it means that generally it will come to Xbox for a timed exclusivity as well, and then it will also come to other platforms. Anyway, so that's 50 games in total that they sort of said that are going to be revealed in E3, and their way in with all the games. I want to straight away talk about Halo Infinite. I was absolutely awesome. I was absolutely blown away to see Halo. They are basically bringing that franchise back. Everyone was sort of looking for that one because obviously Halo 5 Guardians was the last Halo game that sort of came out. Master Chief Collection is still getting a few updates this year, and hopefully that will get some sort of push as well. But it was sad to see Halo 5 sort of not do as well as it should have done. They removed a lot of the multi-platform aspects of it, so the multiplayer campaign, things like that, split screen, even two-player split screen, they removed that. It's just a bit crazy. So it was really good to see Halo make a comeback, and they announced basically Halo 5 right the opening sequence. It was crazy, like literally, like you couldn't see nothing. It was just showing awesome like landscapes and stuff like that, or the new landscape that Halo's going to be in basically, and right at the end you see that visor with Master Chief's visor, and he's actually taking it off and he puts it on basically, and that was it. Like everyone was like awesome. It was just awesome to see that. I mean, Master Chief, they're focusing on Master Chief's story and not so much of the other guys as well, so it's really good to see. So I'm really liking that, where the direction that they're heading with on that one. Anyway guys, there's loads to go through, so I'm going to quickly bomb through a bunch of the main games that really took my interest, and some other ones that are also relevant, and then also there's going to be a few that I'm going to miss because clearly there's going to be too many games for me to cover. So I'll try my best to cover as many as I possibly can. So obviously Halo Infinite was awesome. Towards the end of the show they gave the reveal trailer and the full-on blown story mode trailer of Gears of War 5. I mean, this is going to be awesome. By the way, Halo Infinite, there is no time of when it's going to be released or nothing like that. It just seems to be a really good theatrical trailer essentially, and it just basically gave no reveal date or nothing like that, no information. Possibly that's going to come later on. But Gears of War 5, they basically announced that with a bunch of 2 additional games as well. You've got what was it, Gears Pop, which is a mobile game. It's like a Funko Pop style game, more like a kid style game, I would probably say. That's going to come on Android devices and iOS devices, so obviously smartphone and tablets. So it's not designed to be really heavy on the graphics as such. It's not really a proper gamer's game, but it's a good one to play with your touchscreen controls. And they've also got Gears of War Tactics, so that's going to come exclusively to the PC, and it seems to be more of a turn-based genre style of a game. And they've got a bunch of bosses to fight there, so it looks interesting to a degree, but it's more like that Halo War style of a game, which I'm not personally into, but definitely if anyone that is into that sort of genre of games, they're going to enjoy that. But Gears of War 5, the trailer looked awesome. They put a lot more into the story mode, it seems like. It definitely is a story that I want to actually go into and play a lot more, possibly more so than I sort of played the Gears of War 4 campaign. It wasn't that interesting, but this one seems a lot more you know, engrossing, so definitely want to sort of check that out. And yeah, Gears of War 5, I'm just glad that they announced that that's coming in. Well, they said they gave it a date of 2019 release, so I don't know when that's going to be. It might be early next year, could be obviously quite late next year, we have no idea, but 2019 is the date they've given. You saw a bit of Crackdown 3, and that's got a date of February 2019 is the release date, so definitely it's cool to see that they've actually committed to that game, and they've actually showed a lot of gameplay of that, so it's not disappeared, it's not being cancelled as some rumours were going around. You know, it is still heavily in there. So you got other games. I'm going to jump through a bunch of games now. So you got Battletoads. That's a 3-player local co-op game. Battletoads, who would have guessed that will make an awesome comeback? Rare are working on that. There is no Conker's Bad Fur Day. There is no Perfect Zero games that are coming out by Rare, but they're definitely working on Battletoads. So it's awesome to see that is working on something that's awesome and retro, and we're going to see something that's it hasn't been a comeback for ages. So it's going to be cool to see that. You can have online mode and all that stuff, but to play 3 players on a beat 'em up side scrolling, that's going to be awesome, and I'm going to look forward to buying that. That's going to be obviously an exclusive as well to Xbox, so it's really cool about that. So really cool seeing that. So they also revealed Forza Horizon 4. A lot of people probably knew about that one as well, because there was a bunch of leaks that came out for that one, but that's got a release date of October the 2nd, 2018 this year. And Forza Horizon 4 is one of those games that they've put a lot into. It looks awesome, definitely a lot more I would say a lot more casual sort of like racing compared to the Motorsport series. So definitely it's a bit more interesting in that sense for me personally. I'm sure a lot of people love the Forza series, but the game looks beautiful. It's going to run at 60 FPS on the Xbox One X. A lot of these basically games are going to be running really good on the Xbox One X. They're going to be extra enhanced as well, so definitely the better console to pick it up on if you are going to pick up any of these games, by the way. But definitely Forza Horizon 4 looks amazing. They've sort of waiting for this whole season thing where everyone plays in one hub world online, and you get to basically see everybody sort of play online together. You can jump into individual game challenges with other players and not have to basically go into a separate section. It's all in a one hub world, and it basically changed with the seasons. I believe that's going to change with the actual live season. So obviously if you're playing in summertime, it's going to be the summertime weather. If you're playing in winter, you're going to see snow and stuff, so it's really cool to see that. But obviously for Forza Horizon 4 personally, it's a game that they put a lot of work into, and it's going to look amazing for the people that obviously want to play that game. Personally, I'm not that into racing games as such. I'm more into things like obviously Mario Kart and more kart races, a bit more crazy cartoony style shoot 'em ups, Diddy Kong Racing, stuff like that, you know. So obviously this is not really my personal cup of tea, but at least it's a bit more interesting compared to the Motorsport series personally for me. So I'm going to look forward to sort of testing it out a little bit. Possibly not going to buy it, but I will definitely have a look at it. Kingdom Hearts 3, big announcement. A lot of people love that franchise, and for the first time it's going to be coming onto the Xbox platform. Funnily enough, it's never been on the Xbox platform before. It's always been on other consoles, but never on Xbox, so it's really cool to see that. Obviously, you got other games that are coming up. They showed Cyberpunk 2077. That looks really cool. Again, there's no release date for that one. I don't believe there was a release date, but it looked really awesome. And again, obviously, Xbox were the ones to show that essentially the first time. So it looks really cool to see actual gameplay. Very cool to see that game. What else have we got? Fallout 77. It's meant to be 4 times. The map is meant to be 4 times larger than Fallout 4's map. Now that's going to be huge, because I understand that Fallout 4 had a humongous map, so this is going to be a one to play definitely if you're into that franchise. You've also showed a nice good trailer to Division 2. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, no Splinter Cell. Showcase on that and the actual E3 presentation there, the briefing, but they showed Division 2. I actually played Division 1 with a bunch of friends and family, and it was really hard. It sort of put me off Division, to be honest. I don't know if we put much into it, but definitely it's a really well made game, and there's a lot of like DLC that's coming out for Division 1, but obviously they're moving on to Division 2, so hopefully it will be all the things that they learned from the first one, they're gonna put onto the second one. But it was very difficult. I think we went to like level 5, and then we got stuck on the initial enemies, and we couldn't get further than that sort of section of the missions, and it was really hard. The enemies were crazy hard, and we were only at level 5, and it was already that hard, so we struggled a little bit, and it was a bit off-putting. So I don't think we're gonna go for Division 2, but definitely really exciting for people that obviously follow that franchise heavily, and they want to sort of have a new fresh look at it, new fresh intake on that franchise. Ori as well. Ori, that sort of like the dog game in HD, that has a really good, awesome art style, and that's going to come to the Xbox and the PC exclusively as well, so that's really cool to see. I think there's also Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well. Really cool to see that. I think it's the 3rd one in the series. I'm not really a big fan of Tomb Raider, but definitely nice to see that. There's a lot about the Xbox Game Pass as well. They're going to actually bring Master Chief Collection to the Xbox Game Pass, which is really cool to see. They're finally showing that a bit more love on the Xbox. You want to get as many people to sort of play that game, and there's going to be a huge update coming out sometime this year. So obviously it's a cool idea to get that on the Game Pass and get all the casuals to basically sort of have a look at that game as well, because obviously you want to get them hyped for the new Halo game. Actually, I'm so hyped to play that game that I want to start tracing back to some of the classic games, getting some Master Chief Collection gaming happening. So definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, that's coming later this year. You got Forza Horizon 4 as well, going to be on Xbox Game Pass as well. Crackdown 3 is going to also be there as well. So they're getting a lot of exclusive games that are basically generally going to be released on day 1. Is going to also come to the Xbox Game Pass as well, so that's really cool. Available now as well on the announcement. They're going to have Division 1 and Fallout 4 as well, so that's cool to have that as of now. They've also introduced some this fast start feature on the Xbox Game Pass, which essentially is like it installs a section of the game that allows it to start the game, so you can start playing it, and the bits that are going to download in the background are going to be the rest of the game, but they give you the initial bits needed for you to actually start the game, so you can actually start playing. Usually it's like I would say that they usually let you play the sort of offline sections of the game, and generally the multiplayer aspect will come after, once the full install has been completed. So it's really cool that they recognize that and they want to get that game started straight away, because seriously, like sometimes you can put in a new game and it's got like a 60GB download on day 1, and you could have to wait 18 hours to play that game, and you're getting a brand new game, but you're not going to be playing it that same day sometimes. That's how crazy these downloads sizes have become, and the download times take really long. So it's quite a cool way to actually get you into the game as quick as possible, and then obviously let the remainder of the game download in the part whilst you're playing that game, so you can actually get into the game and then obviously have the full game installed as well. Okay, so that's a bit of the actual Game Pass section. I'm going to put in some time codes as well because I want to sort of break it down into three main sections. Obviously, the games that I'm talking about initially will be the first section. The second section would probably will obviously be the Game Pass bit that I talked about, and the last section will be basically Xbox's future and what their sort of vision seems to be. So the third bit I want to talk about this briefing is essentially their vision, Microsoft's vision. They introduced the vision of console streaming on any device, any mobile devices, platform. I'm talking about phones, smartphones, tablets, basically cloud-based streaming. They're investing heavily in that, and they actually want that to be a future of the console. So definitely it seems like that all digital future is definitely becoming a lot more of a reality, something that we all predicted. But they also, Phil Spencer did also mention that they are also working on the next generation Xbox. So essentially they sort of gave a little bit of a teaser, a bit of a leaked information about a bit of a sort of essentially dropped the announcement of a new console. Essentially, I think they did that definitely just to show that they are also working on consoles as well as cloud-based digital future. But I think this whole cloud-based system is going to be essentially like this whole Game Pass system where you can play on the Xbox or on the PC and other mobile devices where you can basically stream to them in the future. But currently you can play on Xbox and PC gaming for the same game sometimes, and Game Pass sort of appears on the PC as well as the Xbox as well. And they want to create this sort of Xbox ecosystem where you can sign into it and essentially play from any device and not essentially have to have a specific Xbox console in their house. But it seems like obviously the next generation with the whole PS5 coming, there seems to be a definite need, and it's going to happen. I think that they're going to definitely have a console based next generation in the future. Again, guys, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to release a console next year, so don't worry about your Xbox One X purchase and Xbox One S purchase. I bought an Xbox One X and I'm happy with it, and I definitely feel that I'm going to get enough time to play that console without feeling the need to upgrade in the future anytime soon, because of the whole backwards compatibility library is awesome, and they're definitely working on that, so they're not going to basically drop in that anytime soon. So don't worry about that, guys. Definitely they just had to mention that there will be a next generation console that they're working on at the moment, just to show that they are looking to the future. But also the cloud-based streaming is just another way for you to play as well, so it's giving more opportunities for you to play anywhere with a good internet connection. So it's cool to see, really. They are being quite innovative, so in that direction. They also showed a really awesome commitment to actually getting new exclusive content, exclusive games to their platform, and the way they're doing that is by investing in 5 new development studios for gaming. So 5 new gaming development studios. They basically created a new one called The Initiative. Essentially this is going to be one where they're taking a lot of talent and they're going to essentially create new exclusive games really for the main platform, which is Microsoft's Xbox. So all of these 5 new gaming development studios are going to be joining Microsoft's family of gaming studios, and so that's going to be, obviously you got in The Initiative, you've also got the second one is Playground Games, you've also got the third one which is Ninja Theory, you've got Undead Labs, and you've also lastly you've got Compulsion Games. So 5 new gaming studios going to be joining the family of Microsoft's main first party studios. So definitely cool to see Xbox commitment to actually bringing new games, new exclusivity, and they're basically addressing that matter that everyone was saying that whereas the Xbox exclusives, they're definitely addressing that matter. But anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think about the Microsoft E3 briefing for E3 2018. I personally think they came out swinging with a lot of heavy hitters. They dropped it straight away with Halo 6 trailer, and then they finished it with towards the end they had a lot of Gears of War trailers, Gears of War 5 being announced, so they're obviously looking at those two to be their main things that are going to be pushing it, as well as obviously everything in between. 50 new titles, 18 of them 18 exclusive titles. I also forgot to mention that Cuphead has a new DLC pack that's coming down as well. A lot of Sea of Thieves DLC coming down as well this year. So I think Cuphead is the one's going to happen next year, the DLC. So definitely looking forward to playing that. I absolutely love Cuphead as a game, as an art, and it looks beautiful. And I'm glad to see that they're supporting it and they're creating more new DLC for that game, because it was quite a tricky game. I love the challenge on that, and they're going to bring these new characters as well as obviously a few new levels and boss battles. So awesome to see that. So you know, they are definitely supporting a lot of their first party games, and they're going to bring a lot of new titles obviously in the new year as well. So, and obviously with all these new studios joining them, who knows what the future is. They're going to definitely have a lot more exclusivity in the future, and it's all about what Phil Spencer was talking about, his vision, that they are aware of the situation and they're working on it, but they didn't want to reveal anything obviously prior to that. And everyone was like, where's the exclusivity? Where's all the exclusive games? You know, Xbox are sort of losing the plot. No, they're not, guys. Phil Spencer did say that he heard us and they know what everyone's looking for, and they are working on it. And definitely this is showing that their commitment to definitely bringing exclusivity in the future and having a lot of new first party games essentially. So anyway guys, it's been crazy trying to cover this. Obviously I'm from the UK, so I have a different time zone. Los Angeles is 8 hours behind the UK, so when this whole briefing was happening, it was pretty much like 9ish, 9:20ish when in the UK when they were doing their briefing. I'm filming this pretty much the next day, early morning. I'm talking midnight or something like that. So I'm going to try and get this edited out and try and put out for everyone to watch definitely as soon as possible. So definitely going to try and get that out at some point today, which is probably the next day. We're looking at the 11th of June, and to get the edit done and pushed out at least on the day or the day after. It's going to be quite a bit of a trick to do. So definitely yeah, it's been madness. But anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Really appreciate all of my subscribers. Thank you very much for that. Definitely let me know in the comment section below what you guys are looking forward to from the E3 briefing of Microsoft Xbox, and let me know what things you enjoyed, and if you thought that this was definitely a huge comeback for them when it came to showing everybody they're committed to the fans and they're going to bring exclusivity in the near future. So let me know what your thoughts are. I definitely thought it was awesome, an awesome briefing. I definitely think they knocked it out of the park, and I love the way they broke out with videos as well as obviously live presentation as well. I don't want to see just a huge real clip of just constant videos of games, because it just seems like there's not much interaction with the crowd and with the fans and the audience and the viewers at home as well on watching via YouTube. So anyway, I do like that, the way they broke it up, and definitely a lot more nicer to see compared to I would say probably E3 Sony's presentation last year as well. Definitely a good breakup compared to Sony's ones. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna head off now. I will be definitely covering Sony and Nintendo's E3 briefings as well. So definitely I will give my rundown on those. But this was the first one of the main three. Get the Xbox One out there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. But anyway, I'm gonna try and cover all three of them. So definitely keep an eye out for those ones. And until next time, take care guys. This is Mac. Peace out.